Good morning for the honorable educators and all the audience. My name is Raveyfa Alya Azila, and I am here speaking as the speaker of the affirmative side of our motion today. This House would abolish primary and middle school years that group children based on age and instead group them by competency and intelligence. And before I start to deliver my argument about this motion, I would like to give some information about grouping classes based on age. So, grouping classes based on age in general means grouping students in the first grade of junior high school for ages 12 and 13 years, grade 2 junior high school for age 13 and 14 years, and the last grade of junior high school for ages 14 until 15 years, and the first grade of the senior high school for ages 15 and 16 years, and the second grade for senior high school for ages 16 and 17 years, and the last grade of senior high school ages 17 and 18 years. And in this case, we will talk about the class grouping in the primary and middle school for the more specific topic. And I totally agree with this motion that grouping children based on age should be abolished and instead by competency and intelligence. Because of three reasons. The first one, the children can determine their interest and talent from a young age and their future can be more settled. Second, children will develop more. And the last one, the effectiveness of the learning process will increase. The first reason why I support this motion is because children can determine their interest and talent from a very young age. This motion clearly supports the division of the majors in primary and the secondary school. Grouping students based on their intelligence and competency. In fact, by the age of four, children generally show signs of interest and talent. So, children can actually choose what they like and what they want to do in the future in a very young age, especially when they are already a primary school and middle school student. They can choose what they want because they already can find out what they like in such a young age. If in childhood they have made their choice, then in the future they will solidify their talents and interests. They know what will they do. If they are sure about what will they do in the future and they have spent school time since elementary school with what they are truly talented at, together with people who are equally competent, then their thoughts will only be focused on one field, just that one field. And in the future, it will be easier for them to make choices. What will they do for work? What are they heading to? Compared to our educational system right now, even a lot of my friends don't know what will they choose for college. Even though we are already in our final year of high school, where we are only a few months away from graduating, there are still lots of kids my age who don't know what they will do in the future. This is the effect of our educational system, which is not focused from the beginning. We study with people who are in the same age, but not from the same talent, interest, and not at the same level of ability as us. So, I believe that age should not be the main indication in determining the grouping of children in school because there are still a lot of indications that are more important, like intelligence and competency. And then move on to my second argument of this motion. I agree with this motion because children will develop more. Why? Because they are learning with people who have the same level of intelligence as them, compared to studying with people of the same age, which we all know in reality on the ground today. Children who are gathered in one class based on age do not have the same abilities and intelligence. For example, children who like art would be in the group. It will be in one group. Children who like science would be in one group, and so on, regardless of age. This is what would happen. Let's take an example, ladies and gentlemen. A group of children who like art, they will be much more confident in what they are doing, namely studying science with people who like to study art too. Namely studying art with people who like art too, they will be much more focused on what they are really interested in. And they will also develop better. They will master in art more. And besides, they learn with people who are competent and smart in their field. Why do children who like art study science? Will they thrive in science? Not really. Why? Because they are not interested in that. Compare with children who have been learning art since they were small, because they really like art. They know they like art. They will master in art more. Their development will occur more. And after all, the age gap between elementary and junior high school children is not much different. It won't have much of an effect if we unite kids of different age ranges in one class, as long as they have a common orientation. And studying with people of different ages opens up more varied thinking, which will lead to the better improvement for the child. Third, and the last one, I support this motion because the effectiveness of the learning process will increase, because as we all know, in reality today, in our society, in the group of children in the class with different level of acceptance of material, teachers will not carry out an effective learning process. Why? Why does this happen? Because when the teacher explains science material, for example, children who likes art cannot grasp the material better than those who like science. Applies to the opposite and applies to all fields of major taught in school. If a child does not understand the material, the teacher must explain again until the child understands, while the teaching and learning process must continue. This is a very hard situation, and pity the children who actually understand the material, but their time must be wasted because the learning process is not effective, different from the idea put forward by this motion. With this motion, teacher can teach subjects they are good to, the children who like it and are sure to understand it too. So, learning process that will be created is much more effective. And that's all my argument. I would conclude this argument. Once again, I agree with this motion that we should abolish primary and middle school years that group children based on age. Instead, group them by competency and intelligence because of three reasons. The first one, the children can determine their interests and talent from a young age, and their future can be more settled through this motion. Second, children will develop more. And the last one, the effectiveness of the learning process will increase. And that's all from me. Thank you so much.